Hi, this is a comparison video on the 2026 SaaS version of TheSpeakr.com and the 2026 SaaS version of naturalreaders.com. So in today's video we're going to be comparing both of these pieces of software like for like, looking at the features, the languages, the differences between the free subscription and the paid subscription. So to start with, we're going to use a PDF document, the same PDF document on both of these sites, and what we are testing for here is the OCR format to see if it can pick out the words from the PDF and scan them without using a text document like a Word document, for example. Doing this, it allows us to look through the range of voices available on a free subscription and the languages available on a free subscription. So before we do a voice test, I'm just going to go on to the different voices we can use here. So we've got all these voices down here. These do seem to be locked out, and I think it's only a few. So we've got a voice here in Mandarin Chinese. All the ones with this little symbol next to them do seem to be locked. So we've got UK English, we've got two voices, we've got one Chinese, we've got two American English, one German, one Italian, and one Portuguese, one Spanish. So that's the complete amount there of languages and voices. So we've got roughly 10 voices between 5 different languages there. I'm just going to use the UK English for a sound check. So we've got Sophie, which is the current voice. So I'm just going to play some audio here just to test the voice quality.
The ideal text-to-speech tool in 2026 should offer a balanced and fair approach to character limits. Instead of advertising massive amounts of characters that most users will never use, it should focus on offering just the right amount, enough to cover real daily needs without overcharging. The best solution should be designed around typical listening habits, whether for study, casual reading, or content creation, and avoid...
So as you can see with the example there, the voices are really good on the free version. A lot of free version voices are more robotic. It does flow well, it does sound like it does have the accent, the pauses are at the right time, and it's a natural flow of conversation, which is very good. As well as this, with the subscription, as we can see here, we can see our character limits. So on this free plan, we have 10,000 characters per month, and we've used 2,598 of those on this document. And then if we compare that to NaturalReader, again, I've uploaded the PDF, that did work. So it does scan that with the OCR format to get the words out. So we don't just have to use a Word document. We have different voices here, which I'm going to test. We have a huge selection of free voices. These are just English. We've got tons of different languages. These are the popular languages and these are the other languages. I do believe you don't get a free voice in every language. I'm just going to pause the video and just double check the information on the free voices. Okay, so looking into this further, on NaturalReader, on the free version, you get over 50 languages and you get over 200 voices. So you do get most languages, up to over 50 languages, for free. So we're just going to go on to the document now, just to test the quality of the text and the sound. I'm just going to give this a play. Does seem to be quite slow.
The ideal text-to-speech tool in 2026 should offer a balanced and fair approach to character limits. Instead of advertising massive amounts of characters that most users will never use, it should focus on offering just the right amount, enough to cover real daily needs without overcharging.
So, in comparison to TheSpeakr.com, on Natural Readers, the voiceover is more robotic. It does sound good, there is a good flow, and it does pronounce all the words correctly, but it has that robotic sound. As, for example, in between each word, there is no flow between each word, there's no connection. It is just like each word has been recorded one time and just played back to back with a set pause in between the words. Whereas when you actually speak, some words do flow onto others rather than pausing in between every single word. So I do think TheSpeakr.com is definitely better on the free version for that. It may have less free voices to access, but I do think the quality of the voices is a lot better. Okay, so looking at the pricing on NaturalReader, I'm going to go back to the home. I'm not sure fully how to navigate this. Let's try account and subscription. On the free plan, I do think the navigation on this isn't the best. It's not terrible, but on the speaker, I think it's very easy. For example, if I just switch the tab back, everything's laid out very nice. It's easy to see where everything is. You've got your account down here. It's very clear in what you want to do. Whereas the layout on Natural Readers, I do think that I'm having to think about where I need to go on the site before I perform a task, which I don't think in 2026, when you're on a site, a piece of software, I don't think it should be laid out in a way where you have to really learn how to use that specific piece of software. I do think the speaker is just very clear and easy to use. Okay, so going through the pricing, so on the free version, you get a limit of 5 minutes per day on the AI voices, but you do get unlimited listening on the free voices. So there's no restriction on the free voices there. And then on the plus version, goes to $9.92 per month. It is 500,000 characters a day on AI voices, which is the same on the pro version, which is $13.25 per month. But then you get AI integration of Gemini and ChatGPT, and you get tone and emotion control, stuff like that. So it does seem that the more you pay, the higher quality the voices are. In terms of subscription prices, these are all pretty cheap, with the max being $13.25 a month. That is still on the lower end of cost. I do think this still is a good piece of software. I think with a few tweaks and a more usability, I think it would be a lot better. Then comparing that back here to the speaker, we've got our free version, €0 per month, completely free, and we get 10,000 characters. We get OCR included in the paid plan, but not in the free version. And then we can pay for additional characters, and we can pay for additional images for the OCR. And obviously we've there got 10 voices available and just a text input. Whereas on the plus version, we support text, OCR, documents and web links. We've got 101 voices available. We've got 200,000 characters, so the character limit is a lot higher for just €8 a month. And 300 images / OCR. And then you can buy additional credits for extra characters and extra images. So looking back at the free version, what I think is unclear is it says like €0 per 100,000 characters and €0 per 1,000 images. Upon initial reading of that, it looks like you can have those as add-ons. I think that should just be non-applicable or not available, something like that, or it should just be grayed out. because when you read it, it does look unclear at first, whereas you can see there that you have to pay extra to add those on. And then moving on to the Pro version, we have 1,000,000 characters per month, 1,000 images / OCR, and then we can pay the extras. So you can pay €2 for an extra 100,000 characters and $39.98 for an extra 1,000 images. I do think that should be the same for the add-ons as the Plus version. If you do already hit your limits and you need to buy extra, I don't think you should pay more for the extra if you're already on a Pro plan. I think then they should be the exact same. On both plans, it should be 80 cents for 100,000 characters, and it should be $15.98 for the 1,000 images. Obviously, the extras you get on the Pro version as well, you do get 488 voices available, which is a lot more, and the same support for text, OCR documents, and web links. Okay, so that is the comparison for TheSpeakr versus NaturalReaders. Just to quickly summarise, I would say that they are both good pieces of software. I would say that TheSpeakr is a lot easier to use, it's a lot clearer, and it does show the supports that you can get on there a lot easier, especially in the pricing tier. The navigation around the site is clear, simple, and easy. With NaturalReaders, the software is good. I think the navigation, the options down the sides could be better. It just could be a lot simpler. Stuff like changing the voices, it's not clear, it's not crisp. They could make it just a bit more simpler and a lot easier to use, especially when you're trying to find what is free, what's not. It's hard to see what you could get extra if you had the Pro account, if you're just looking through here. And then, as well as that, when it was actually generating the voice, the sound quality was a lot better on the speaker compared to NaturalReaders. And there was also some more time that it took to sort of buffer and update the voice to the software. I did already have the PDF document loaded up for a few minutes before selecting my voice and pressing play, and it did take 10 to 20 seconds to sort of generate the audio, which I think it could be doing that in the background whilst I did have the PDF open, and the interchangeable voices shouldn't really take any extra time to change. So yeah, that is the full comparison on TheSpeakr versus NaturalReaders. Thanks for watching.